Hi guys, Carrie here. So recently I was wondering to myself, what's the total runtime of all BFDI episodes put together? Meaning, if you were to watch all the episodes back to back in one huge binging session marathon, how long would you be sitting in front of your computer? Because everyone loves Blocky, we're going to use clones of Blocky to answer that question. So for each official BFDI episode that's in the canon, so we're not including shorts, I'll display its episode length with a stack of blockies. Each block represents 1 minute rounded to the nearest minute. Okay, here we go. The video should be pretty self-explanatory from here on out. Also, I'm not going to speed up the video through any of the more dormant time periods because I want it to more accurately reflect what the timeline was actually like. But I will talk during those periods so it doesn't get boring. But I'm not going to talk over the more active periods because that could get distracting. And also I have a fun little sound musical jingle that'll play when each blocky shows up. Here we go, the first episode of BFDI is about to show up. So that was season 1, which took place over the span of 2 years. The start of season 2 came on June 29th, the first episode to not come on the beginning of a month. Why did I add those fun little musical notes to each block? Well, it's because they give you a very intuitive feeling of how much BFDI content was being posted to the internet. With the higher pitches, you could just tell that the finale of season 1 was longer than any other season 1 video, or that BFDI A5A was a record length. It also kind of points out the silliness of BFDI A5B, which was a game, but I just went with the fact that the video announcing the game was 22 seconds. That should technically be 0 blocks, but I gave it a pity block so it shows up. The total length of season 1 was just under 4 hours across 25 episodes, making the average episode 9 minutes and 55 seconds. But looking at this graph, it seems like the longest episodes tend to happen around January or the summer, which is after when me and Michael would not have school, so we'd have time to make longer videos. And you can definitely see that during the intensities of spring school and fall school, we had to resort to making shorter videos, such as BFDI 11, which was only 5 minutes 55 seconds. So yeah, that was IDFB just there, which means we're finally in the modern era of BFDI. Also, the 4 colored regions of each horizontal year strip on the bottom correspond to the 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. It kind of makes sense that the yellow summer bands tend to have the most episodes. Anyway, BFB is approaching, so try to listen for any interesting changes to the sound of the data. So that was the first wave of BFB episodes, and the fact that some of those episodes came out within 2 or 3 weeks of each other means their rising notes all happened simultaneously, which I think sounds super harmonious. Also, BFB 1 was our longest canon video by over 10 minutes. The total runtime's approaching 8 hours, which is longer than any reasonable person would ever watch in one sitting. BFB 13 to 15 make up the hour-long Lava trilogy. Then, the BFB teapot split occurred, which allowed the next wave to happen. Yeah, so the final answer is roughly 14 hours, 14 minutes, and 22 seconds, which is over 1.2 million frames at 24 FPS. It's also still well under the number of waking hours in a typical day, which is 16, which means you could wake up, put this BFDI playlist on in the background, go about your daily life, and then the playlist will probably end before you go to bed. And you can do that every single day if you are literally insane. The longest of those episodes, BFB 30, is 43 minutes and takes about 5% of that total. BFB 30 alone is longer than Season 1's Episode 8, Episode 9, Episode 10, Episode 11, and Episode 12 all put together, which is crazy. Anyway, thanks guys and everyone for watching for the past 11 and a half years. And I can't believe BFB is now the longest season with 30 episodes. Oh, and one more fun fact. The midpoint of these 14 hours, which would be at the 7:07 mark, falls within BFB 8, which is surprisingly recent at March 10th, 2018. That was barely 3 years ago. That means as much BFDI content came out before March 10th, 2018 as after it. So you can think of that as sort of the radioactive half-life of BFDI, if you want to get all sciencey like that. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you all later.